Space Patrol! High adventure in the wild, vast reaches of space. Missions of daring in the name of interplanetary justice. Travel into the future with Buzz Corey, Commander-in-Chief of the Space Patrol! The Earth's moon has been a point of great interest to interplanetary travelers. It was from Earth to the moon that the first flight through space in the history of mankind was successful attempted. Within view of this historic satellite, Buzz Corey, Commander-in-Chief of the Space Patrol, and his cadet Happy had one of their most exciting and dangerous adventures. An adventure that concerned the beautiful assistant of the United Planet Security Chief, Tonga.
Well, Tonga, here are the papers the security chief wanted. Remember, they're highly confidential.
Yeah, top drawer secrets.
Don't worry, Commander. I will guard them with my life.
You know, she will, too.
Yeah, but there was a time when she couldn't have been trusted.
Well, that was before Medical Science Center cured her of her criminal tendencies.
Yeah. Remember the first time we ever ran into Tonga?
Yes, it was aboard that sightseeing ship.
Yeah. They were taking tourists to see the historic crater Harpalus on the Earth's moon.
Ah, that would make a good story, all right.
Now for tonight's exciting Space Patrol adventure.
Please enter the observation compartment. All passengers, please enter the observation compartment. We're approaching the Earth's moon. In just a few minutes, we will be turning off vector. The ship will describe an orbit around the moon. We will come close enough to the moon's surface that you will be able to see quite clearly all the landmarks that I will point out to you. The observation window is large enough that all will get a clear view.
Oh, Captain Holt.
Just 5 more minutes, Tonga. 5 more minutes and we turn off vector.
Good.
I trust you're ready to go into your speech about the points of interest on the moon. I can't wait to hear it again for the 1000th time.
You're no more tired of hearing it than I am of saying it.
I'll bet. Well, I better get back to the cockpit. One thing that automatic pilot won't do is change the ship's course. Remember, we turn off this vector in less than 5 minutes.
I'll remember.
Now just settle back and relax and enjoy the sight you're about to witness. You will hear the 4 men, 4 pioneers from the planet Earth, having landed the first spaceship ever constructed, claim the moon for the United States of America on the planet Earth. These pioneers landed their
Sent for me, Commander?
Oh, yes, Happy. I wanted you to go with me. Got a little investigating to do.
Investigating, sir?
And there have been reports of mysterious robberies aboard a tourist sightseeing ship that makes regular trips to the Earth's moon.
Robberies?
Yeah, so far, 2 of them have been reported.
On the same ship, sir? Well, how's it being done?
Well, according to the complaints registered by the passengers, it was just before the ship turned off vector to circle the moon. Suddenly there was a blinding flash. Nobody knows where it came from, but every person in the observation compartment was blinded.
Blinded? Smoking rockets.
It's only temporary. But by the time they'd all recovered, every one had been robbed of his valuables.
Well, don't anybody know who was doing it, sir, or who did it?
Clever pickpocket could have done it.
Yeah, he must have been clever.
Happy, I think we'd better have a talk with the ship's captain. Come on, let's get over there right now.
Yes, sir.
Commander Corey from Captain Holt. Commander Corey from Captain Holt.
This is Commander Corey. Go ahead.
Commander, I have a sightseeing ship which regularly takes tours to the Earth's moon. There have been 2 robberies aboard my ship lately. I was wondering if you could investigate it for me. If this keeps up, I'm afraid my business will be ruined.
It's very difficult to hear you, Captain.
Yes, there seems to be some disturbance. I was saying that there had been...
Well, I'm familiar with your problem. It's just been reported to me. I was on my way to see you now.
Oh, well, good, Commander. It's hard to hear you with this disturbance anyway. Will you be right over?
I'm leaving now, Captain. Be right there. Corey out.
Hey, how about that, Commander? First the passengers report the robberies, and then the captain himself calls.
Yes, Happy, and I'm very glad he did.
Shall we go, sir?
Wait a minute. There's something I want to take with me.
What's it, sir? A new start time chronometer?
No, it's not a timepiece, Happy. This is a radiation counter.
Oh, you mean for locating radioactivity?
That's right. Now, come on, let's go.
Yes, sir.
But that's about all the information I can give you. I'm here piloting the ship, and of course I'm unaware that anything is going on until it's all over with.
Well, you're sure the ship is thoroughly searched after each robbery?
Yes, sir. As a matter of fact, several of the passengers accompanied me. We didn't miss one little corner.
I see. Well, let's look at the facts we have. First of all, there was a flash of light just before the ship turned off vector to circle the moon.
Do you think that has any bearing on it, Commander?
Not sure. But supposing the valuables were dumped overboard for someone to pick up later.
Commander, that could happen. But if they were dumped out in space, well, they'd travel right along with the ship, and somebody could see them.
Oh, remember, after the robbery, the ship turned off vector.
Yeah, that's right. And that container would keep right on going while the ship circled the Earth's moon. But, well, how would anybody ever find a little thing like that out in space?
Well, I'm afraid we're on the wrong track, Commander.
Well, why do you say that, Captain?
Simply this. If anyone tried to dump anything out into space from the ship, well, they'd have to open a hatch somewhere. Well, now, this would change the air pressure, which would set off the automatic alarm, which could be heard by any one of the passengers.
Yes, I'm afraid you're right.
I tell you, Commander, this is not only a mystery, but, well, what's happening here, it's impossible.
Well, it may be a mystery, now at least, but obviously isn't impossible. There's a logical explanation for this. I intend to find it.
Captain! Oh, I'm sorry, Captain. I didn't know you had visitors.
Oh, that's all right, Tonga. Come right in. This is Commander Corey and his cadet, Happy. This is Tonga. She serves as guide and gives the lectures on our tours.
How do you do?
That's a great pleasure, Commander Corey. Cadet Happy.
Now, Commander Corey thinks perhaps he can help us solve these robberies.
I certainly hope so. I just can't figure out which one of the passengers is doing it.
Oh, you think it might be one of the passengers?
Why, certainly, Commander. Who else could it be? Oh, by the way, Captain, the reason I came in here was to tell you all the passengers are aboard. They're all ready to blast off.
Well, good. Let's go see the Earth's moon.
You're going with us, sir?
Of course. I think it's an excellent idea, Commander. Perhaps this time we'll be able to catch whoever's doing it.
If they try it again, that is.
Well, if that's all, sir, I've got to be getting back to the passengers.
And if you'll excuse me, Commander, I think I'd better ready the ship. At least I can assure our passengers that our ship is safe for interplanetary travel, even if I can't keep them from robbery.
All right, Captain. Happy and I will mingle with the passengers. Who knows? Maybe after this trip, they'll even be safe from robbery.
Now, what's the big idea?
Why, Tonga, you sound excited.
Answer my question. Why did you ask Corey here?
To investigate these mysterious robberies.
How stupid can you get?
Well, I got word that the robberies had been reported. The Corey was coming out here anyway to investigate. I simply called him to throw suspicion off of us.
This was to be our last job. We can't possibly go through with it now with Corey aboard.
Oh, but we can, Tonga, and we will.
But halt, don't
Now
you...
listen, Tonga. We get our orders from number one. He picks up the stuff we throw overboard, and he pays us. Number one has left word that we're to pull one more job here before we quit.
I know all that. Just have to explain to him that it was impossible with Corey aboard.
How can we explain anything? We never see number one. We don't even know who it is. Our orders are left at a specified place and time. We pick them up and carry them out. Besides, I don't think it would be advisable to go against number one's orders.
We just knew who number one was.
But we don't. Now, don't worry, Tonga. Everything will go just as before. I've already planted the tiny photon bomb near the big observation window. When it goes off, everyone will be blinded, including Corey and his cadet. Even though they put their hands in front of their eyes, it'll penetrate anything.
But the contact filter lenses you and I are wearing.
That's right, Tonga. Everyone will be blinded, but you, me. We'll relieve the passengers of the valuables and dispose of them for number one to pick up.
Good. I'll meet you in the galley when it's all over. Oh. Here are the radioactive capsules. I have them with me.
Good.
Oh, by the way, be very careful. This may be our last job, but with Corey here, it has to be our smoothest one.
Don't worry about Corey and the cadet. I'll see to it that they don't interfere.
Buzz and Happy are on a sightseeing tour around the Earth's moon for the purpose of investigating a mystifying series of robberies. The captain of the ship, a man named Holt, and his assistant Tonga, the perpetrators of the robberies, are preparing to set off another photon bomb and to make their last and greatest theft.
Commander, what if we're blinded just like the rest of the passengers? How are we going to be able to do anything if we can't see?
We can still hear, Happy.
Well, yeah, but what good is that going to do?
Remember this?
Oh, yeah, that's right, your radioactive locator.
What happened after that?
I have reason to believe every person or persons will have something on them that's radioactive. If that's true, this locator will tell us the minute they come near. It'll make a clicking sound.
Yeah, but we still won't be able to see them. What can we do if the locator does find them?
Well, they'll be more surprised than we will, Happy. So if they come near us, just grab hold and hang on. Don't let them get away.
Oh, it seems to me we're doing this the hard way, Commander. Why don't we just go up in the cockpit with Captain Holt and then come in here and see who's doing
I'm
it?
afraid if we did that, nothing would happen at all.
Yeah, I suppose they wouldn't even try anything if they thought we wouldn't be blinded like the rest of them.
There's only one way to catch these criminals. That's to place ourselves in the same helpless position as the rest of the passengers.
Oh, Commander, I see you've joined the rest of the passengers already.
Oh, yes, Tonga.
We're approaching the moon. This is where I'm going to work. Excuse me?
Certainly.
May I have your attention, please? The historic crater Harpalus will soon come into view. It was here that four pioneers from the planet Earth, having braved the unknown dangers
Won't
of
be long
space,
now, Happy.
landed in the first
I'll turn on this
spaceship ever
locator.
constructed.
If it starts clicking, we'll know the one we want is
Landed
near.
their spaceship in the crater Harpalus and claiming the moon for the United States of America on the planet Earth. This historic event took place in...
It's flash. I can't see. I'm blinded. What is it?
Happy to roll up. Just be ready to keep listening.
I'm listening, Commander. Help me.
Help me, son.
Commander, I can hear this clicking. What's the matter, Commander? I can't see.
Sleep peacefully, gentlemen. I have work to do.
I can't see a thing. Holt, bring them in here.
Well, I'll go get the cadet.
It was a photon bomb.
How do you feel, Commander?
I felt better. Where's Happy?
Right here, sir.
He decided he could make it under his own power.
Well, that's a relief. I'm certainly glad neither one of you was seriously hurt. Bad enough that all the passengers were robbed again.
Everything went off as usual, I suppose.
The passengers had just discovered that they had been robbed when I came in here. Whoever's doing this is certainly clever. To rob the passenger and dispose of the valuables without leaving a trace.
Well, my bet is that they've left a trace.
What do you mean?
Where's the galley?
The galley?
But that's where we prepare the food for the passengers. What could you
I
think?
think it's being used for a different purpose lately. Where is it?
Take him, Tanya. I'm sure that the commander has a clue.
Why, certainly.
I think we'll have more than a clue. Just a minute. You're coming with us, aren't you, Captain?
Yes, of course. If you think I could be of any help.
I think we'd all better go.
Well, as long as we get this thing straightened out, Commander, I can assure you of our cooperation.
Here we are.
I suppose they'll be here pretty soon.
Now, just what is it you're looking for, Commander?
Well, first of all, you said it would be impossible to dispose of the valuables without setting off an alarm.
That's right. Anytime a hatch is open, well, the air pressure changes.
You've got a good memory, Cadet. That's right, it would be impossible.
Let me call this to your attention.
That, the waste disposal unit?
Yes, all the refuse from the galley is dumped out into space through this disposal unit, and it doesn't ring an alarm.
That's right, Commander. The valuables could be put in a container and dumped out there.
But how would anyone find such a container out in space?
Yeah, that's right, Commander. All of space is awful big.
I'm afraid you're working on the wrong theory, Commander.
Did it occur to you that a capsule of radioactive material might be placed in the container?
That's right, Commander. And then if somebody had a radioactive locator, it would register on that, and somebody else could pick it up in another ship.
Exactly, Happy. All right, everyone, watch this closely.
Is that a wrist counter, Commander?
That's right. Now watch. When I put this down inside a disposal unit, this is what
Commander,
happens.
there's nothing in there now. It's empty.
Now, I'll bet it was recently emptied. You see, when radioactive material contacts another material, that also becomes radioactive. To a lesser degree, of course, but listen.
Commander, it did it.
So now we know how they disposed of the valuables.
But how are we going to know which one of the passengers did it?
Well, let's say that the guilty person, or persons, were wearing chronometers at the time they handled the radioactive capsules. May I see your chronometer, Tonga?
Mine? What do you want with mine?
Well, I just wanted to show you how we could find the guilty person.
Hey, Commander, I get it. The person who had handled any radioactive material, why, his chronometer would show up as radioactive when held next to your locator there.
That's right, Happy. Now may I see your chronometer, Tonga?
You mean you suspect me? That's outrageous. I had nothing to do with it.
If you didn't, you shouldn't object.
But No.
But I got it, Commander.
Let me go.
And
Let
just
me
be
go.
a good girl now and you won't get hurt.
I don't know how to thank you, Commander, for clearing this all up. Of course, I'm a little surprised that it was my own employee who's been doing all this. Well, it's all over with now.
Not quite, Captain.
No.
There's a
What do you mean?
Confederate. Someone who's picking up the container after it's dumped overboard.
Hey, that's right, Commander.
I think Tonga could tell us who it is if she wanted to.
I don't know who it is.
You want to bet? I'll bet you don't.
Might as well make it easy on yourself and tell us.
I don't know, I tell you. I took all the chances and he took most of the money. I took all my orders from him. He left the radioactive capsules and the photon bomb with instructions.
And you don't even know what his name is?
I'm telling you the truth. He called himself Number One. I never saw him.
That's too bad, Commander. I don't suppose there's a chance of catching this Number One now.
Well, it wouldn't be too difficult if we were aboard the ship. You see, he handled the radioactive capsules, too, both when he delivered them And when he picked up the container in space.
Well, maybe he is aboard. Perhaps he's among the passengers.
That's a good idea. I could walk up to the passengers with this wrist locator and do this, Captain.
Commander, it clicked again when you
What are you
put your
doing?
hand next to his wrist.
Yeah, it's not the captain happy. It's number one here. Stand back, everybody.
Commander, he's got a ray gun.
So he has.
Put your hands up in the air. You two cadets.
Well, I got a whole Tonga. But, oh, that's right. You're on the same side.
So you're number one. All the time I thought you were taking orders just like me. And you were giving the orders.
Stand back, Tonga.
What? What do you mean?
I mean that you've outlived your usefulness to me.
After all I've done for you, you can't possibly mean that.
I'll show you how much I mean it. You're going to be the first one to get a blast from this ray gun.
No, don't shoot.
Well, I'm
Don't shoot.
sorry, Tonga, but this is the way you...
Well, Captain, when you come to, you're going to tell us where all that stolen loot is, so it can be returned to the rest of the passengers. Then we'll take you to Medical Science Center, and they'll cure you of all your criminal tendencies.
Well, that's that. You know, Commander, I was just thinking that radioactive locator there is certainly a nice handy gadget to have around.
Yes, it solved this mystery for us, all right.
Well, there's something I couldn't quite figure out, Commander.
What's that?
Just how did you happen to decide to bring that along, anyway?
Well, Happy, if the stolen goods weren't aboard the ship, that means that they were thrown overboard.
Right, yeah.
Well, this is the only way they could be found. Then, too, when Captain Holt called me on the spaceophone, there was a disturbance.
Which was probably caused by the radioactive material that he had with him at the time.
Right.
Yeah, sure, it figures. Wait, Commander, I just happened to think. There hasn't been anybody flying this ship. Well, how do we know where we are?
Oh, well, that's easy. See that over there? Recognize it?
Huh? Oh, sure. I'd recognize that anywhere, Commander. Well, what is it?
Happy, that's the moon. Don't you see?
Moon?
There's the crater Harpalus.
Oh, yeah, of course. Well, it's like I always said, Commander. I can't remember names, but I never forget a crater.